So I got a red flag post here. I'm going to read to you off. You're going to tell me if this is a red flag. Okay.
All right, lay it
You
on me.
ready?
Hit me.
So I met this girl a few weeks ago. She has a cool personality. She's outgoing, kind, pretty, etc., etc. After hanging out with a group of friends, I can tell she likes me, but one thing rubs me the wrong way from keeping me pursuing. She likes to party. She smokes weed and cigarettes, loves to drink, bartends for a living, stays out all hours of the night at times, which isn't a problem for me. The problem is, I found out she's a divorced single mother of three young kids, toddlers about 1 years apart, and doesn't have custody of them. To be honest, I'm just trying to bang this chick, but something is telling the crazy will come out if she catches feelings. What kind of mother still acts like she's in her mid 20s with three young ones? My mind's telling me no. My body is telling me yes. Muff, what do I do?
I mean, there's not just one red flag there. There's about 10. Guys will do this, man. Like, guys will make excuses and they'll soften it. They're like, well, I'm not looking to LTR this girl or wife her up, but I think a couple of bangs are in order. And it's like, man, you guys love to play with fire. I mean, you just the
Like he's
mental
about to become
state of
baby
women
daddy
like
number
this.
4.
Yeah, I mean, my God, man, like, why would you even run the risk? Like, why even entertain this type of nonsense? And here's the deal, too. Like, brutal honesty, the vast majority of guys out there do not have the capability or the wherewithal or the mental capacity or gravitas, so to speak, to just get with a girl and like pump and dump or bang her and ditch her. They all like almost always guys are going to catch feelings. I mean, even guys that watch stuff like this, even guys that want to call themselves red pilled, I'll see stuff. It's like, oh yeah, man, I follow all the stuff and I'm going to wipe up like this 38-year-old single mother with 3 kids from 3 different guys. But yeah,
Didn't
man, I'm
you send
unplugged and red
somebody
pilled.
out of one of the internal communities because he wanted to bang one of his friend's girls or something like that? Like just
Oh
like
God.
no-go zone shit. Can you just talk about that for a minute? Because that's just like some of the dumb shit that we have to contend with sometimes.
Yeah, I mean this you know, I like to keep this kind of stuff in house, but the guy left on his
It's
own
relevant.
accord,
It's
so
relevant to what we're talking about.
he doesn't get to have this anymore. So, there was a guy that joined, and listen, there's sometimes guys that come and join our communities that I'm not 100% sold on. There's guys that have a lot of work to do. There are some guys, there's a lot of guys in the 1%, the 10%, even in the SOU that are extremely squared away. They know the basics. They just need to either do a refresher or they just have like, hey, man, I've got the business down, but I need to get the LTR game down. Or like, hey, I'm in really solid, great shape, but I need some help with my approach to game. It's very few that anybody on this planet has everything all figured out and has all 7 spokes maxed out without a little bit of help, especially joining the community and the courses and all that stuff. And so this was a guy who had struggled mightily for a long time with getting women. He'd had a kid. He'd been married before, so he wasn't a virgin or anything like that. And he would show up to calls and he lost the weight. He got the 6-pack. He took the photos. He was trying to do better. And I love to take a chance on those kinds of guys because it's like, if you're willing to continue hammering at the stone, if you're willing just to continue plodding away and hammering away and you don't stop, you will eventually reach pay dirt. It's the guys that give up or the guys that never try. Those are the guys that I want anything to do with. So, I took a flyer on this guy and there was something that came up where he's like, well, I got this chick's number and I just want to know if this counts. Like, does this count? Like, I got her number. Does it really count as me getting her number? And we're like, okay, well, what do you mean by that? He's like, well, I offered to take pictures of this girl and got her number so I could send them to her later. And I was like, okay, there's nothing wrong with that. Cool. Like, you got her number, dude. Like, you set it up. Like, you might have been a little plausible tonight, but she might not know that you got her number because you wanted to sleep with her, but we'll deal with that later. And he goes, well, the only problem I can foresee is that she's already sleeping with a buddy of mine. She's a plate of a friend of mine. And man, the guys went nuts. And that's one of the things I love about the 10% and the communities in general is that we've got guys in there now where I don't have to be the one that drops the hammer. You've got 12, 13, 15 guys at the drop of a hat. If you say some bullshit like that, they're on your ass. And basically what this guy is telling us as the tribe, he's saying that if push and I go, I couldn't really believe what I was hearing. I was like, buddy, like, do you know what you're saying right now? You're saying this to a room of guys that you want to have your back and be in your tribe and you want to be part of this group. You're telling all of us that if push came to shove, you would throw every single guy in here under the bus for a chance at, not even for guaranteed, for a girl's number, for a chance to potentially get laid. And his response was so pathetic and weak. It was, I don't know what to tell you guys. It counts because I'm desperate. And that was it, man. And I was like, I thought about it. I jumped in the shower and I got out and I was just like, yeah, I got to go, man. And it was just, those are the times where you've got to make a quick decision, because in that moment as a leader, everybody's looking at you. Everybody's like, what are you going to do? Like, is this conduct that we allow? Or are we okay with this? Are we going to allow this guy to basically tell us like, you're going to try to fuck my girl? Or
there's certain no-go zones.
It's not even,
you cannot trust a guy that's going to bang your friend's girl. Like, you know what we said, there's
and the fact that he didn't know.
Yeah. And the fact that he didn't even know it. Yeah.
The fact that he didn't know is worse, is almost worse than if he didn't.
It's even worse than knowing,
and it's like, look, man, I gave him a shot. I said, you're not ready for this yet. I think you need to kind of go back and continue to hammer out the basics, try again in a couple of months and continue to put in the work. This is going to sting because nobody wants to get demoted. And I said, man, you got an opportunity to make a real success story out of yourself. You got a real opportunity to do the right thing here and keep hammering at it. And then he just fucks off and leaves the entire thing. So, and guess what? Once you're out, you're out, man. You don't have access to us anymore. Like, you leave the tribe, you've left the group. There's no more. You don't come back and ask for advice. You don't come and ask for help. You don't come and be like, oh, well, I used to be cool with you. It's like, well, you're not now. So anyway, don't let the door hit you.
So with respects to that Reddit post where he's talking about that train wreck of a bartender mom with 3 toddlers, all I could think about was this meme over here. Even though the box is clearly labeled and I can see what's in it, I'm still going to date it for 6 months. And for those of you that can't see what's written on the box, it says red flags. And in the box, you can see a whole bunch of sporting red flags. This is the, guys, this is your competition out there. This is your competition. This is, these are the other guys that are out there that you're competing against. All right, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed that clip. If you want to check out the full-length podcast episode, you can find that right over here. Also, make sure you visit my website over here where you'll find my supplements, the opportunity to book me privately one-on-one for coaching, and most importantly, my new School of Unplugging, which you'll find on the courses tab. Newer to the channel, hit subscribe.